Hi guys, so today we're going to do a mask with using elastic only. So you're going to put your filter on, and what I do is I make sure that my fabric fits perfectly to the filter. You can pin it if you want to. I like to try to fit it and then just smooth it on there like that, and it kind of sticks. So what you're going to do is you have your 6.5 inch, just some prefer 7. I think with the mask being full size now, the 6.5 fits better. So you're going to put it right here about an inch down, and you're going to make your first stitch down the short side. Just making sure that your fabric and your filter are lined up. And then you're going to make sure your elastic is not twisted, and you're going to put it right here about an inch up from the bottom. And you're going to just sew right over that. Then what I do, just to make sure the elastic doesn't get caught, I pin this elastic down, making sure it's flat, and you can see there that it's back. So then I'm going to put the back side of my filter face down, because we're going to sew this onto the filter and the fabric. And you're going to start at the opposite end, because this is where your elastic is already on. So you're going to start up in this corner. You're going to sew all the way down, and you're going to stop just at that seam. So you can see that it's right on that seam, because you don't want to go past it because your seam will show. And just kind of feel to make sure your elastic is in the right spot. And then you're going to sew right along that seam until you get to the corner. My needle, I leave it down and just turn it. And then just smooth this out. Make sure you don't have any lumps. And then you're going to go all the way back up to the top. Okay, now what you're going to do here is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to trim the edges just a bit to trim away any excess fabric, and just kind of corner the edges there. Trim all of this away. All right, so now we're ready to turn it inside out. So I'm gonna flip it between the two pieces of fabric that are facing each other. Be careful if that pin is in there. Take that out, and then you're gonna push the corners out like that. And I take my seam ripper a lot of times and just dig down in there to pull those corners out carefully, just so that you've got a nice corner there. So see how that comes right out. Do it on the other side. All right, so now you're ready to finish it and add the other piece of elastic. So to finish it, you're just going to take your fingers here. I just take it and turn it in about 1/8 of an inch to sometimes 1/4 of an inch, depending on how accurately your fabric was cut. Looks like everybody's doing a great job on the fabric. So now I've got it held down here. I'm going to take my other piece of elastic and I'm going to just place it right on the edge, and I'm going to show you how close I'm placing it. The farther to the edge, the better it is, because it will hold it so much better. So I'm going to put that right in there, put my needle down, and with my needle holding it, I can kind of pull this so that it's nice and straight. And then I'm going to sew that piece of elastic right in there. Then I'm going to go all the way down the edge there. And then, making sure my elastic is straight, I bring the other piece and put it down here. Just slide it in there. And then just sew right over that. Back stitch just to secure it. I don't always back stitch because after I do my pleating, I'm sewing over the entire perimeter of the mask, so I feel like it secures it enough. So now I'm going to start pleating my mask. Now this is where it's very important to make sure that you're straight on these, because sometimes you can see on the edges that they're not lined up. So I like to pin mine. Some people use clips. Sometimes I use those too. But I really like these really long pins because they kind of hold it flat. And the clips are just, I don't know, my hands at the end of the day. I'm so tired of messing with them. The pins are so much easier to use. So you see I've gone down about 1 inch there. So I'm going to come down about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to bring this one down about 1 inch too. So, and then I just kind of press it. Some fabrics, they hold. But sometimes, you know, it's best to take the iron. But for the purpose of the video, I'm not pressing. I'm just trying to hurry along here. But it does do much nicer if you press it. So I'm just putting my pins in here to hold it down. And you will notice when doing this, some of the thicker fabrics, it kind of gets hung up. And that may be that you need a new needle. I've had to change my needle several times. So what I like to do, I like to start about right here at the bottom and put my needle down. And a lot of times you kind of have to work with it because it's so thick, this fabric, with the filter and everything. So I just kind of forcefully feed it through there slowly. And then I come all the way down to the corner with my needle down. I just rotate it, go down the edge here. Going around the entire perimeter of the mask just to secure it. There goes my glasses. And up this side, and like I said, sometimes you kind of have to push it. It's so thick. And I try to go slow on the sides there. And then up at the top. And then to this corner, I'm going to flip it the last time, and I go all the way down to the corner, and then I cut my thread there. So that's how you do the mask with the elastic. And there you go.